Thank you so much for tuning in to The Awakening with Katina Love and segment on Inspiration Sunday. I am Katina Love, your host and producer of this talk show. The Awakening with Katina Love show is a go-to resource to learn about self-empowerment, the law of attraction, creating financial abundance, and natural health. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Awakening with Katina Love, where there are over 60 shows to download for your listening pleasure. We have a returning guest today, Suzanne Young, your law of attraction and success coach. And today we're going to talk about trusting your inner guidance. Suzanne, thank you so much for being a guest today. How are you?
Well, I'm fantastic. And it's always my pleasure to come back and be a guest on your show. So thanks for inviting me back.
Absolutely. You're so welcome. So we're talking about trusting your inner guidance. So enlighten us about that. How can we start allowing or trusting our inner guidance more?
Well, the inner guidance, the way to begin to start trusting your inner guidance is to begin to understand a couple of other things before that. What is your inner guidance, for one thing?
Mm-hmm.
And before you even begin to learn what your inner guidance is, I really like to help people, women especially as I work with them, understand there's two aspects of yourself, who you really are. And one aspect of yourself is the piece of the creator within you, the God source energy part of you. It's that piece of you that vibrates higher than the three-dimensional part of our consciousness. It's pure positive energy. It's the eternal part of you. It's the spiritual part of you that's always with you all the time. The loving being that's always there, supporting you and encouraging you towards all your dreams and desires. That's one aspect of you. And then the other aspect of you is the spiritual side. It is the source expressing through the human body, but becomes influenced by all the energy that we start being exposed to the minute we're born. So then it starts separating that high frequency energy field that we are, and starts pulling us kind of apart from that, and we're affected by the other energies around us from our caregivers and everything else that's going on. So we kind of get this split energy experience in our day-to-day living of who we really are, high frequency, pure, positive, loving beings, to the person we are as we go through our life, learning all the different things that we are here to learn and experience, and the choices we make. It's a little bit deep, but the bottom line, your inner being or your inner guidance is the God source part of you that's always there, guiding you, supporting you, and wanting you to have every dream and desire that you can even imagine, if not even more. And it's guiding you actually through the power of listening to your emotions. So really, to begin to trust your inner guidance, you have to understand that your emotions are truly guiding you and indicating to you whether you're moving towards a dream and desire or moving it away from it. So that's the beginning of it all.
Wow. So it kind of sounds like intuition as well. So
yes.
Is that what you refer to it as?
Yes, it has a lot of different names. Your inner guidance, it can be called your intuition, your gut instinct, your higher power speaking to you, your higher self, spirit. A lot of people, depending on what culture and religion and everything that you've raised in, there's different ways people talk about it. But I think probably the general population probably can relate to your gut instinct, or your gut instinct, your intuition speaking to you. It's that soft, quiet voice within you that's never yelling at you. It's never judgmental. It's always encouraging you. It's guiding you. And if you're getting a voice within you that is critical, judgmental, urgent, demanding, that's not your inner being talking to you. That's your mother or your father or some
right.
Right. Someone else who's told you what you need to do to be perfect in this world, which none of us are.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So how can we move toward developing our intuition or trusting it?
Well, trusting it and developing it, becoming aware of what it sounds like, what it feels
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
practicing it.
Yeah.
You really have to go through life, and when you become aware that, oh, these little gut instincts, these feelings we're getting in our gut, or the little thoughts that pop into our mind that aren't the critical ones, they're just the quiet ones. Those are your inner being speaking to you. I know the first time I heard my inner being speaking to me, I didn't know it was called that. I wasn't into law of attraction, or I wasn't a life coach at the time. I didn't know all the spiritual aspect of who I really am. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember, well, I had had really, really sore feet for a long time. I went to every doctor, every podiatrist, everybody, and no one could figure out what was wrong with it. And they tried to label it this or that, gave me shots, and nothing was working. And finally, I remember sitting on the edge of my bed one morning when it was just so painful to get out of bed. I couldn't walk on my feet. And I heard in my own voice, this is the interesting part, your
Mm.
inner being, your own inner guidance. For me personally, just my own
Yes.
voice speaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of other people might experience that too. So you think maybe you're going crazy because you hear your voice speaking to you. But really, this voice said, Suzanne, if you lose weight, your feet will stop hurting. And I probably at the time
Wow.
was maybe, I don't know, 25 pounds overweight. And I started thinking, wow, that's interesting. So make a long
Hmm.
story short, I just started looking into different programs and ways that I might want to lose weight. Because like many people, had gone up and down and tried every diet, and I hated them all. And I could lose weight, but I'd gain it back. So this time, after this voice spoke to me, I thought, well, I'm just going to find one that maybe just feels right. In the end, I
Mm-hmm.
did find one, and I also decided I would find some little bit of exercise I could do that wouldn't kill my feet while I'm walking on them hurt. So I did find another thing that did help me. I got this thing called a Nordic track, where you just put your feet on it and slide your feet, sort of
Yeah.
like, remember those old machines, and
I
they're sort of like
had one of
skiing.
those. Yes.
And so I got on the thing, and I started thinking to myself, I'm just going to think healthy, act healthy, be healthy. It was a thing I decided to repeat for myself all the time because that's what I wanted, good health. I wanted my feet to stop. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just went on it like 5 minutes a day, slowly built up to 10 minutes a day. And in the meantime, I was listening way back in those days to Zig Ziglar, who
Mm-hmm.
always promoted thinking and acting as if. So the good news is, because I listened to my inner being, in 6 weeks, I not only had lost some weight, but my feet stopped hurting. So
Great.
yeah, you can hear your own inner guidance in a variety of different ways, or you can get a feeling. You can also get a feeling.
Yeah.
This is saying, yeah, this is what I feel like doing. This is lighting up for me. It's another way to kind of test it out. And you do, just like anything, building trust in anything, in any relationship with either another person or within yourself, is to practice and trust and learn from the times when you thought you heard it right and you took action and it didn't work out. That's okay. This is how
Mm-hmm.
you learn. I mean, babies, when they're beginning to walk, they take one step, they fall down. They don't give up on themselves. They keep on trying
They
because
keep on trying.
they want to get to that next experience. I want to get there. And this is what we all want. We all want to learn how to trust our inner guidance. So you be easy on yourself, and don't be critical when you guessed it wrong and I'm going to start over again.
That is awesome. So how did you get to this place where you're able to hear your inner guidance or trusting your inner
Well,
guidance?
little by little, like I recommended, but I have to say that when I decided I wanted to run a program and teach women, it's for women only, it's called Trusting Your Inner Guidance. That started in 2015 through many, many years of, experiencing, trusting my own inner guidance. I decided, boy, I really want to teach this, because I had fallen back. Many of us, none of us are perfect. And at that point in my life, my body was speaking to me, and it wasn't the hurting feet this time. It was,
Mm-hmm.
I had a series of bloody noses, just random bloody noses for 2 straight weeks. They'd bright red, quick bleeding, and they'd come any time of the day, morning, noon, or night. I could be driving, I could be at a meeting, I could be at a holiday party. This happened to fall right around between Thanksgiving and Christmas that year, 2015. And I knew that your body speaks to you when you're ignoring your inner guidance, when you're
Oh,
ignoring the truth of some emotions that have
all
been
right.
bothering you, but you haven't faced them. And what I
Mm-hmm.
had been doing, as I look back on it through meditation, I realized I had not been listening to my inner guidance. I had pretending that so many
Things are
things in my
okay.
life at the time weren't bothering me, but they really were. And so I came to this awareness that all of the things in my life that I wished I had control over, but I couldn't, I had to let go of. And one at the time was that my youngest son, I have four, had cancer, and he'd had surgery 4 times, and he kept coming back. And of course, as a mom, boy, do
Mm-hmm.
you ever want to step in and help heal or do something you can. But
Right.
in the end, I'd been hanging on to that worry for so long that my body, in all reality, started saying, "Hey, Suzanne, listen up." It didn't give me, it started giving me these bloody noses. And interesting, Katina, my biggest joy in life is going out, being with people, talking with them, helping, learn about their lives, see if there's anything I can do to help them with the awarenesses I've had. And all that joy came to an end because I couldn't go anywhere without the fear of having a bloody nose and the awareness of letting go of all these worries. And so I could go out and have fun again. When I made a clear decision and I let go of that worry over my son and many others, that was the day my bloody noses stopped. And then at that point, yeah,
Wow.
they never came back. It's now,
That's
here we are,
beautiful.
2017. Yeah, so
That's so beautiful.
it's a cool thing. And that's why I started teaching it, because I thought, you know what, I love helping people learn along with me as I keep growing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what services do you offer and what events do you have coming up?
Well, I do have this particular program, Trusting Inner Guidance. It's starting actually tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
Monday evening at my home here in Novi. And this is a 4-session program. It lasts for a month. So when I do run it, it's 4 weeks in a row on whatever night it happens to be scheduled for. This one happens to start on a Monday night. I run them different nights of the week, depending on the women that I attract into this experience. And if anyone's interested in taking a future program, certainly I will run it again. I will be running it. And I only work with 5 or 6 women at the most, because I like it intimate, I
Yeah,
like it confidential, and I like open questions, interactiveness, and everybody walking away after the month of understanding who they really are and how they can trust their inner guidance.
that
So
is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. So, how can you be reached? Can you provide us with your website, or if someone wants to work with you or come to your program, how would they reach you?
Well, the best way they can reach me is just to go to our website. If they want to read more about the Trusting Your Inner Guidance program, they can click on the area that says learn more about workshops. We have a page with the workshops that we offer, and they can read more about all the different workshops, including the Trusting Your Inner Guidance. We certainly do touch on this topic in another program where Kevin and I teach it together, and that one's called the Law of Attraction Foundations. So that area of learning how to trust your instincts, your gut instinct, your inner guidance is covered in that, and certainly not as lengthy of a time as the actual program that I run for women. But it's
Mm-hmm.
all available on our website called personalsuccessprograms.com. So they can just go to Personal Success Programs with an S on the end of it.com and read all about the different things that we offer. But those two in particular, Law of Attraction Foundations and Trusting Your Inner Guidance, are the ones where they can learn more about how to trust their own inner guidance, learn what it is, and guide themselves to a
Yeah,
successful life if things aren't working out perfect right now.
absolutely. Are there any other last thoughts that you wanted to share?
Well, I just think when people begin to really tap into the power within, um, begin to listen to their own inner being, the guidance and their emotions that are just helping them, they will become so empowered. Their life will
Mm,
be much more full of joy, and they'll be able to attract everything they want, little by
mm-hmm.
little. It is a practice, but I love everything that we do, and I love sharing this aspect of it, the guidance that's available to all of us, and it's all coming from within each and every one of us, so nobody's left out.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing all that wonderful, beautiful, encouraging information.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you. And audience, thank you for tuning in to The Awakening with Katina Love. Namaste.